Good evening, mamas. So it is, in fact, evening, thank goodness, right? So I I'm totally real here today, every day, but no makeup went on this face today. I woke up feeling really tired. Had a lot going on, as is everyone else, I'm sure, since all of this started with coronavirus, COVID-19 ordeal situation that all of us are kind of in right now, forced in. And I mean, like inward and inside our homes, or at least inside our properties for the most part. Um, yeah, so this has been one wild journey, the wildest one I've ever been on. Never thought I would be on a journey like this. Um, but anyway, I wanted to see how you're doing, where you're at in your journey, in this journey that we're all on together. But are you feeling overwhelmed, or are you getting through your days with no overwhelm or very little overwhelm? Um, I know for myself, like, I thought I was going to be better with this than what I was in the beginning. But since the beginning, I've really, I feel like I'm getting better, but better at managing it or knowing what to do, because I have the tools, or I know what tools to use um, when certain feelings arise, or even before they arise. So it can be very overwhelming, um, just like if you allow it to be, as far as like the thoughts of everything going on the outside, and you know, watching a lot of the news and all that, and looking at all the news that you see in social media, um, that can bring a lot of overwhelm. So in the beginning of all of this, that's what we were seeing, and my husband's the one that really like pays attention to like the news and all that. I can't really do that because I feel everything that I'm hearing and seeing on the news, and then it makes me have this sense of like overwhelm, and sometimes a sense of dread or sadness, or all those not great feelings to have. So I really try to steer clear from news and a bunch of that kind of thing. I try to stay more on the positive note, even though I know all of that's going on. I try to keep everybody positive, but no one's perfect. I'm not perfect, and I have never claimed to be. So let me tell you, I know where you're at if you are feeling all the feels and going through all the things, okay? So a typical day in our house is a bit wild and crazy because everyone is home and we're all around each other 24/7. So normally I'm with the kids most of the time, because I take them to school and then I pick them up from school, and then I'm with them from the time I pick them up from school, all through the night. And then my husband typically goes to work, as the kids and I are going to school and work, and then he doesn't get home until between, early to late evening. Um, so yeah, so now we're like 24/7, like all together 24/7. So it is very easy to maybe get on each other's nerves and stuff like that. But there are ways to maybe lessen that. I'm not going to say avoid that, because sometimes it's unavoidable. But there are going to be times where it is chaotic, okay? It's going to be chaotic in your house. but that's where you have to have the tools. So I am all about conquering the chaos in your life, and I have systems in place and I have tools in place to do just that, so that everything runs smoothly in your home. Then you have things like coronavirus, and these are the outside influences that come in. Okay, they kind of force themselves into your home without you wanting them there. Um, so that can cause things, can cause arguments between spouses, between parents and children, between siblings, all the things, okay? About like little things to big things. So, yeah, so that's the chaos that can come in. But if you have your systems in place for everything else, at least you don't have the added chaos of a messy home, of schedules that are just like wonky and all over the place. Like, I was feeling very overwhelmed and uneasy because during the school year, we have schedules. And, we have to have that with work and school and sports and all of that. Well, since this COVID-19 thing happened and we're all at home, but yet we're still schooling because their teachers are actually online with them still during the day. But then, the parents have to take some initiative in there to continue the schooling during the off hours that the teachers aren't schooling, because a lot of the teachers have kids of their own, so they're schooling for an amount of time, and then they have to homeschool their own children too. So that's how our school is doing it. So in the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, how's this going to work? I have 2 kids at home. Like, my husband and I are out of work, and we have 2 kids at home. And I knew I was going to be the one that was going to be, in charge of the homeschooling part of it, along with everything else that I do. And then he has his things that he has made a plan to do while he is currently not working. So I had to set up a schedule, and that was a little bit difficult because both kids have such separate schedules as far as their school goes. But I got it all mapped out. I had to kind of redo it and tweak it maybe 2 or 3 times before we actually got it like set, because we knew all of their schedules. So I don't know why my phone is kind of showing up a little bit darker now. Anyway, interesting. Maybe it's not showing up that way for you. So, yeah. So, just so you know, I feel the overwhelm too. So it's not just you, like, everybody's feeling that. But I want you to know that you have a safe place to go, a safe space to go, if you want help getting through that overwhelm to the other side. Because I felt it for probably since, I don't know, like right around spring break time, I felt it. And then we got extended spring break, which was that whole another week. So probably like the whole middle part of March, so like 2 weeks there, I was so overwhelmed. Like, I felt like I had an elephant sitting on my chest. Like, the overwhelm was incredibly, like, just all-consuming. But I worked through it. I got my schedule in place. I got what was going on with the kids' school. I got me a list going of what I'm working on in my business, on my business, projects at the house that I want to do, because now we have tons of time to do them. What I didn't know was that the homeschooling part was going to be a little bit more consuming than what I thought it would be on my daughter's end, because she's a bit different than my son, because all kids are different, and he's pretty much like, you can let him go and he'll go on his own, he'll do it, he'll get it done. Her, you kind of have to stay with her and on her and make her, get it done. So that is proving to be quite exhausting, but we're going to get through it. I'm not sure how long the homeschooling is going to go. And then you have the questions from your children about all this going on. So we went through that. But now I thought we were done with all the questions about it. And then now my son approached me this morning with a new question, asking if the summer is going to be like this, if we're going to have to do this all summer or even part of the summer, or what is it going to look like, because they're thrown into the unknown of what's happening. And I couldn't even answer that for him because we don't know. No one knows. We haven't been told anything. We don't know because we don't know what's going on. So I told him as soon as we know, he'll know, and that I really hope the summer isn't going to be this way either, because I would really love to be able to get out and do and get back to our regularly scheduled life. Which is really nice in the summer because it's not so much with the schedule. So I kind of feel like I'm kind of on summer break already, but not really, because we're having to homeschool and I still have to follow that schedule. So if any of you are in that overwhelmed still, I want you to know that I am here for you, and I have my free Facebook group, and they are all here for you as well. It's a private group. It's Facebook. On Facebook, it's called the Conquer Chaos Circle. So you can find us there, and it's a safe space for everybody to connect. And get the help that you need. If you just want to talk, make conversation in the group, if you need help with anything, I have units in there too that take you step by step in bite-sized pieces. I designed it in a way to where you get what you need in exactly the right chunks that you need it. So if you want to go there, that would be an amazing place to start. So I really just wanted to come on today and just be with you if you are feeling that overwhelm that I was feeling in the beginning of all of this. And admittedly, I still get bouts of the overwhelm that will wash over me from time to time. So what I do, today, one of the things that I did today, well, actually I have like 2 or 3 things I'm going to give you. So one thing that I did today, we were in the middle of my daughter's schoolwork. My son was already done with his school, and he even goes longer. Like, he has classes pretty much all day, Monday through Thursday. But he does the classes and gets his work done, but she does not. So it's just their different style of learning and how they are. They're both very bright kids. It's just that they're different the way they do things. So we were feeling very overwhelmed, and we weren't understanding. I was trying to help her, and I wasn't even understanding. So she has a really good friend, and we did FaceTime at first, and then I think we ended up on Zoom with them. And so we had the friend and the friend's mom on the phone, and we were cracking up laughing. So we were doing the work, but we were also finding the funny in it, right? We were making it fun or funny. Like, we were just hysterical laughing, like all of us, and it was fun. It made the learning process fun. So sometimes you might need to just step back and get on the phone with someone that's going through it with you, and ask for their help. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Because it takes a village, and people ask me and I ask them, and that's how it goes. So yeah, we had some really great laughs on the phone or on Zoom, and it's really cool because we were seeing each other, so it's almost like we were in the same room with each other. The second thing is that I try to break up the kids' day and my day as much as possible. Some days it doesn't work out as planned, but I try to do, my son's in classes pretty much all day, but like once he's finished, I like to try to get time outside and then do another part of like a class, because I'm going over their electives, and so I'm trying to keep them, their teachers are keeping them on track with their core classes, and so I scheduled in time for them to work, on elective classes while we're doing this, so they don't lose all of that. And they may not do, like my son doesn't do all of these elective classes because he's older, he's in middle school, but I still keep him with doing all of them with us. So like we do ag science, we do art, we do music and PE and yoga and STEAM and IT. So I bring those in at the end of the day. What I do is normally I will have, we didn't do it today because today was kind of crazy, but, and that's another thing, you have to be flexible. Big thing, you have to be flexible. That was very hard for me. I learned that a little bit ago, a couple years ago, that I have to be flexible, even though I have things scheduled, but to leave flexibility within that schedule. So typically when he gets done, and then like I give like around 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, somewhere around there, we take 30 minutes and we go do one of the special area classes. And then after that, we're done with school, and then we're outside and we play, we create, we do something, whatever that may be. So that kind of breaks up the day, and then we have dinner, then we go back outside and like do a bike ride or throw the ball in the yard, whatever. But we're breaking up the day and getting outside as much as possible, which is super important at this time especially. Let's see, so that was a tool, break up the day, laughter, call for help and laughter. And there was another one I thought, I might have listed them all that, are important right now. But if you go in the group, tons of stuff there, free content there for you to get started in conquering the chaos in your life. Because I want children and mamas and their families to live happy, healthy lifestyles. Okay? Happier and healthier than what you're doing now. So if you have that chaos and you have that overwhelm, and you're maybe not as happy and healthy as what you'd like to be, go on over there, check it out, do all the free stuff, because I do give a lot for free, and I'm so happy to give away for free. Okay, so Conquer Chaos Circle in Facebook groups, so that's where you can find me and the whole village of women and mamas that are there, and not even just mamas, but parental roles in the children's lives. Okay, so I think that was it. Just some tools to get you through the homeschooling overwhelm. If you're not homeschooling, but you are still with a job and you're coming home to children that have been homeschooling during the day, and then they still have work to do, and maybe you have to help them and then get dinner and all that stuff. So many tools and what I teach already for you guys. All those tools are in there in the unit, so please feel free to use those. That's what I created them for. And I am working on other creations right now, and hopefully they're going to be out soon. This COVID-19 kind of put me back, but I'm trying not to let it hold me back. Might set me back a little bit, but I'm trying not to let it hold me back permanently. So I'm gonna go. I'm actually sitting here on my porch. I have my diffuser going with some citronella, because here in Florida, about this time of day, we get the little no-see-ums out, which are not fun. But I like my healthy oils, so I just kind of diffuse those. I don't know if you can see the smoke going from it, or this, not smoke, but, and then I am indulging in a glass of Moscato. So I'm totally going to sit out here on the porch for a bit, finish my glass of wine, And then I'm going to head inside and get dinner ready. We already pre-planned and pre-cooked our meals for the week. That is another thing that we do. That is a list. That is a tool in our toolbox that we use. We cook at the beginning of the week most weeks. During the summer, we don't always do that, but yeah, most weeks we cook first part of the week, so we have meals that we don't have to worry about, like, spending an hour to cook dinner. Who has time for that? Not that I want to spend my time doing that. I would rather spend my time around the dinner table eating and talking, and then going outside and enjoying some family time. So again, no one is perfect, and right now households will kind of be like a little bit, and that's okay. But go over to my group and see if you can't find some tools to help you as you're living our new normal right now in this moment. And then you can carry it on for after, and you will be so prepared for anything that comes up. So talk to you soon. Bye.